Today on Live from the Theater Basement, we interview the co-director of Well, a health and wellness family comedy. Written by Lisa Cron and starring Bailey Cunningham as Lisa Cron, and well, that's confusing. Never mind, it's a funny play. Streaming January 29th through February 14th. And we're going to hear from the co-director coming up now here on Live from the Theater Basement.
Restaurants at the Weatherford Hotel are open for lunch and dinner. All socially distanced, of course. Wear your mask and enjoy a great meal in historic downtown Flagstaff at the Weatherford Hotel.
I'm your host, Chris Verrill. Our correspondent today is the amazing and talented Jamie Hassapis with the co-director of Well, Lisa Jayne, now on Live from the Theater Basement.
Can you hear me now?
Oh, there you are, Jamie.
There we go. All right. Welcome, welcome, Lisa. Could you give us an overview of the play a little bit from your perspective as the director?
I have to decide what to, because it has some nice little twists at the end that I don't really want to tell.
Well,
but I can
please
talk.
don't.
I can talk about it. It's not a traditional play. It doesn't have a traditional format. It does try to steal that play within a play type of thing that Shakespeare did so well. But then it does some other odd little things. So it's a comedy, but it is a timely play.
All right. And Chris was saying it's about a mother-daughter, and it was actually written by Lisa Cron. She starred in it when it first started, correct?
Yeah. So I understand the first show she actually had her mother. So during the entire play, Lisa Cron, the character in the play, who is also the playwright of the play, tries to assure the audience that this play is not about her mother. It's not about her relationship with her mother. She just uses her mother as a example of what she is trying to talk about in communities and about health and wellness. But in the end, it is a play about Lisa Cron's mother. And so she acted in it with her mother, and it is kind of mind-boggling because it is semi-autobiographical and talks about their history as mother and daughter, their history as people who suffered from illness, their history as white people within an integrated neighborhood. Yeah.
Oh, cool. With the production, what kind of adjustments have you had to make for this environment today?
Oh, so many. But this is this is our present reality, and our present reality is we have to learn how to do things differently. And so it's been challenging, but it also has been very rewarding because in this time of isolation, we're still trying to do theater because I don't know if you know this, Jamie, but people who do theater have to do theater. It's like something in our blood. So we are doing theater, but we're safety measures, of course, changes how we do things. All rehearsals are done with masks on, which as a director, that's challenging sometimes, not seeing facial expressions. We're careful with our cleaning. We're careful. We do temperatures right before every rehearsal. We do COVID tests every week to keep each other safe. And of course, our streaming of the show is not a typical. Usually we want people in the audience. But we're going to be streaming this show and hoping that people will join us from their living room recliner. So a lot of things have changed, but theater, as always, will go on.
Oh, yes, it will. So how are the actors doing when you're really thinking about this? It's streaming only. We're so used to actors or as actors to that audience response. So
Yeah,
how do you
that's
see
a
that
hard one.
affecting the show?
Especially as a comedy, because even though it has elements of it that are so uh, deep and profound, there's a great comedy in it. We are going to actually invite a handful, 3, 4 people that can come in that have, been tested, wear masks, the whole
Hmm.
safety measures, to come sit in the back of the audience so that our actors can have that sense of audience reaction. Because in this play, um, in every play, the audience plays this invisible character. We have to have that energy from the audience as actors. But in this play, even more so, because the audience is part of the play. And so it is a challenge, but we're hoping what we call the laugh crew that sneaks in the back will provide that little bit of hearing their laughter, their response will give that energy to the actors as they're up there reading an incredibly funny play, but also will provide that energy and be for us that other character that right now is missing.
Yes. Now, you told me earlier that you had actually done some virtual directing of the play with the cast in the theater and you at
Yeah,
home. What
yeah.
was
Well,
that
we
like?
start out. It was okay. Well, and this is the thing is this is our present reality. So we are relearning how to do things. So we spent
Hmm.
our first couple of weeks of rehearsal all on Zoom, and so we
Oh,
started. Our table reads were on Zoom. Our very first 2 days of rough blocking were done on Zoom. I can't say I recommend it as a medium for a stage production, but it was for safety reasons that we did it. Just try to keep people separated as long as possible until we could come together on the stage. And then after the cast went to the stage to start rehearsing with my co-director, who is Michael Roulan, he was at the theater. I was still on Zoom. I have a daughter at home who really needs to not be exposed to any viruses, and so I was trying to be extra safe. Um, it was a challenging thing, and after 2 weeks of it, I realized it was not something that I could actually direct at the level I wanted to direct and keep being on Zoom. So I did, got the testing done, and we're very, very safe at the theater. So I eventually went to this theater to join Michael and the cast there. So it was a good thing, and it's a fun experience. But it's one of those things, Jimmy. I've been directing so long, and when you change how you do it, you just have to think so hard about staging and everything. It's like rethinking how I've always done things.
hmm. And you were saying also that you're only able to see like one or two actors at a time.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was challenging. Michael, bless his heart, would have to turn the camera. Someone would cross, he'd have to turn it back, and then half the time he forgets, so I'd be listening and not seeing. And so after a time, I said, this isn't sustainable. Just like all our present realities, this is not
Right.
sustainable. We're looking to the future for a brighter day when we could get back to the stage and get back to our lives and, doing the theater that we know and love.
Oh, yes, of course. Is there any last things you'd like to share with our audience tonight?
I hope people tune in and watch the stream show. I will tell people, streaming stage productions are not the same as being there in person. That's why we do live theater, so we can experience live and have that energy from actor to audience. But having said that, this is still going to be a great show, despite the fact that we're not going to be in person. It's funny, it's witty, it's got twists, it could potentially make you both laugh and cry at the same time. My cast, and if I could quickly name them really quick: Bailey Cunningham as Lisa Crone. I have Deborah McFadder as Anne Crone. I have 4 ensemble actors that make up all the other characters, and let's see if I can do this. Mark DeSauer, Key Johnson, Gina Byers, and Edward Peace. And they are some talented actors and really, really worth watching.
Oh yeah, I've seen a couple of them as well in the past in other productions. So you've got a really wonderful cast.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Lisa. Again, thanks for joining me tonight on Live from the Theater Basement.
Thanks for
Prescott
having
Center for
me.
the Arts main stage has been transformed into a cabaret, and they're back doing live theater here at the end of 2020. Check out the We're Back musical review at Prescott Center for the Arts.
Today's correspondent, Jamie Hassapis, with Well co-director Lisa Jayne. Jamie, well done as always. Hey, Lisa, it's wonderful to have you here on Live from the Theater Basement. Thanks for joining us. Live from the Theater Basement, producers Jamie Hassapis and Linda Sotera. Engineer Matt Brewer, technicians Ava Haynes, Joe Maniglia, and Jaden Roberts. Associate producers Virginia Brown, John Propster, and Michael Rulon. Hey, what does an associate producer do, I hear you ask? Well, that's the key group of people who help make sure that this program got up and running correctly, so we thank them immensely. Crew, Casey Garcia, Malene LaBerge, Evan Luthi, Justin Moscow, and Marco Tenkuma. Dramaturgy, Theatrikos Artistic Committee, Play Curation, Northern Arizona Playwriting Showcase, Executive Producer Chris Verrill. And at the bottom of those credits, we want to give a wholehearted thanks to the Guidance Center. The Guidance Center is the sponsor of Well, and more importantly to you, in today's tumultuous world, we want to give you an opportunity to get some support. If you are having a difficult time in today's world, it's a stressful time, the Guidance Center has resources for you in cities across northern Arizona. So go ahead and give the Guidance Center a call, and we thank them for their support. Live from the Theater Basement, streaming live on Sunday evenings at 7:30 p.m. and available wherever you get your podcast, is a production of Theatrikos Theatre Company in partnership with Northern Arizona Playwriting Showcase and Deuterin Films. Theatrikos Theatre Company of Flagstaff, Arizona is the theater company of Northern Arizona and the Grand Canyon, embracing the spirit of Broadway with shows like the musical Matilda, the popular Christmas show Miracle on 34th Street, or, as you just heard tonight, the family medical comedy Well, running January 29th through February 14th. Tickets available now at theatrikos.com. If you, as a listener viewer, have input, we'd love to hear from you. Email us at theater@theatrikos.com. Live from the Theater Basement, streaming live on Sunday evenings at 7:30 p.m. and available wherever you get your podcast, is funded in part by the Flagstaff Arts Council, #CreativeFlagstaff, and the Arizona Community Foundation. Additional funding from Arizona Commission on the Arts, Flagstaff 365, BBB revenue from the City of Flagstaff, and patrons of the arts like you. Thanks for joining us here on Live from the Theater Basement. This is Theatrikos. Coming up